The stuff we learn about money when we're kids, or more importantly, the stuff we don't learn, it has a huge impact on our entire financial future. So let's get right into it. We're going to break down the 9 powerful money lessons that wealthy parents teach their children. So, what is it? What do the wealthy teach their kids about money that maybe you and I never learned? Well, here's a hint. It isn't about complicated stock tips or secret formulas. Nope. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see the world, and it starts really, really young. And this, right here, is the real problem, isn't it? I mean, schools just don't teach this stuff. There's this massive, glaring gap in our formal education when it comes to financial literacy. And what that means is, well, it means the responsibility lands squarely back on parents to be the teachers. Okay, so let's start with part 1, foundational money mindsets. Because before you do anything, you have to get the thinking right. This is all about the core beliefs that shape how we deal with money every single day. Lesson number 1 is a huge reframe. Money isn't just paper or numbers on a screen. Wealthy parents teach their kids to see it as a tool that buys you freedom, a tool that buys you choices and options. Every dollar is a vote for the kind of life you want to live. And this example just perfectly illustrates that idea. Think about it. You're at an amusement park. This isn't about saying no. It's about understanding trade-offs. This simple little choice teaches a massive lesson. Every dollar you spend is a decision that reveals what you truly value. All right, lesson 2 is all about the language of money. And it starts with 2 super simple definitions. First up, an asset. That's it. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. It works for you, so you don't have to. And of course, on the flip side, you've got a liability. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. It's anything that costs you money just to own it. The difference between these 2 words is simple, but man, is it important. Okay, and this is just brilliant, right? I mean, look how simple this makes it for a kid. The scooter, that's a little money-making machine. It's working for you. But the drone, well, that's just a money eater. It's always hungry for new batteries. Getting kids to see their world through this exact lens, that is a total game changer. So, once kids learn to spot assets, the next step is teaching them that the world is literally full of them. And that brings us to the last mindset lesson, fighting that idea of scarcity. Wealthy parents teach that money isn't some finite pie to be hoarded. It's a flowing current of opportunity, always looking for people who are willing to solve problems. This little language switch is huge. We can't afford that feels like a brick wall, a dead end. But saying that's not a priority right now, well, that completely changes the game. It frames it as a conscious choice, putting you right back in the driver's seat of your financial life. So, with those mindsets locked in, let's move on to part 2, essential financial habits. It's time to look at the practical, day-to-day actions that actually build wealth over time. This quote says it all, doesn't it? What gets measured gets mastered. You just can't get good at something you're not paying attention to. So the first and most essential habit is dead simple. Just track where your money is going. And wow, seeing it laid out like this is way more powerful than any lecture, right? A soda here, a candy bar there, you don't even think about it. But when you label it melted sugar and see it adds up to $20, suddenly it clicks. This visual just perfectly shows how those tiny little leaks can end up sinking a really big ship. And that leads us to this crucial point. Habits beat windfalls. Every time. Look, winning the lottery would be great, sure. But it's the small, consistent, automated habits you build that create real, lasting financial strength. And here's how you build that habit muscle. The process is so simple and repeatable, it becomes automatic. A check from a grandparent comes in. You immediately split it. Half for saving, half for spending. It becomes a reflex, not a debate. By the time that kid gets a real paycheck, the system is already hardwired into their brain. Oh, this is such a great metaphor for compound growth, isn't it? Patience turns small seeds into tall trees. A tiny start plus consistent effort over time gathers momentum and grows into something absolutely massive. It just makes an abstract idea feel totally real and intuitive. Using a real bean seed makes patience something a kid can actually see and touch. They can see with their own eyes that those tiny, consistent inputs, just a little water each day, create real, visible results. Meanwhile, doing nothing gets you, well, nothing. It's the perfect, simple lesson in how investing really works. All right, on to part 3, Levers for building wealth. We've talked about mindsets, we've talked about habits. Now let's get into the more advanced concepts for actually scaling your earning potential. This car wash example is just perfect. It shows the whole evolution of an entrepreneur. You start by trading your time for money, one car, one fee. Then you get smarter. You build a system by getting help so you can leverage other people's time. And finally, you use your capital, your money, to buy tools that make each job worth more. That progression, that is the path to real wealth. But here's the thing. These levers for building wealth, they're not just about business strategy. They're about building character. And this one can be really tough for parents, I get it, but it is so, so important. Letting your kids experience a small, low-stakes financial screw-up teaches them personal responsibility in a way that yelling at them never, ever could. And trust me, it is so much better to learn that lesson at 16 than at 36. Okay, so once you learn to own your outcomes, the next step is to create better ones by working well with others. We tend to forget that money flows through people. Things like fair negotiation, empathy, even just a confident handshake. These aren't just soft skills. They are concrete financial tools that turn great ideas into profitable realities. So now that we've walked through all these powerful lessons, the final takeaway is actually pretty simple. The job of financial instructor, it's now yours. And you know what? It's never too late to start teaching. And here they are, all 9 lessons all together. This is your syllabus. It's not rocket science. I mean, you could literally post this on your fridge and just focus on one a week. Make it a normal part of your family's conversation. Because ultimately, this isn't just about knowing things. It's about doing things. All the tools you need are right here, right now. So the only question left is, what lesson are you going to teach first?